Okay.
Stop. Hi, I am Brad.
I'm Jack Blades. I play bass guitar and I sing the songs of Night Ranger.
Sing songs that makes the world go round.
I sing the songs.
I write the songs that
make the whole world
I'm
right.
Fitz, keyboard player.
I'm Jeff, the guitar player.
I'm Kelly, drums and lead vocal.
And Bishop Banger.
And I bash the Bishop.
Okay.
All right, and this is the first time, the first big visit here.
Yep. First visit for us to Japan.
Not even any promotion or anything before.
No, Brad was here with Ozzy last year. And he told us a lot of what to expect and all the exciting things and everything like that. But this is the first time we've all been here, and we can't stand it because we've been in a hotel room for all day.
How many interviews they had today?
Only 16.
Oh, that's nice.
This is the second one, right?
Second, yeah, in the last 10 minutes. Hello.
Don't call me hero.
Hero.
You're no longer hero of my life.
I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you is I get asked to do a lot of different things by the record companies here. One includes writing down lyrics of records that don't include lyric sheets. And I was asked by CBS Sunday to do yours. And I understood most of it, but about 3 songs I didn't understand what the hell was going on.
So you're the...
Yeah, I was the second.
So you're the guy that wrote all those lyrics to the songs that I wrote that didn't make any sense at all.
Didn't make any sense at all.
It was
him! Wasn't that about a ranch or something, he said?
So like I was saying, the weather here is beautiful, the ski is great.
Yeah, you better change the song.
First of all, what does a song like Sister Christian mean?
Well,
It's about
a nun.
It's about an asexual nun.
no, if you want to know the truth, tell him. It was written, Kelly wrote the song, and it was first called Sister Chris. Kelly's sister's named Chris. And the song was, Sister Christian all the time. And we all thought all the time he was singing the song in rehearsals that he was really singing Sister Christian. And then when he told us it was Sister Chris, that sounded flat compared to what we thought was Sister Christian. We thought, Sister Christian sounds great. There's no religious connotation or anything in the song. But that's how that song came.
It was all a mistake.
It's a mistake.
It's a mistake! It's a mistake!
So was the flawed lyric sheet that you got from Japan the reason why you sent a lyric sheet from the States?
It's the reason why we came to Japan. To personally
Find that
search out that son of a gun.
Oh, you guys are afraid of heights. Don't touch me. So you usually write songs like with the melody, everything comes first, and then just you stick on lyrics afterwards, too.
Actually, no. A lot of times it usually comes. Well, when I write a song, a lot of times the melody for the chorus line comes first, and then I'll go home and figure out the chords that go along with that melody line, and then write the lyrics after, from that point in the verses and stuff like that. Or take it, for instance, a song like "When You Close Your Eyes" it's on our new album, Midnight Madness album. I had the verses. I started with the verses, and the verses were very strong and powerful and everything. And I said to Fitz, I've got these words and when you close your eyes and all this stuff, but I don't have a good chorus. And so Fitz sat in his room and he came up with the chorus line. So that's how when we write together, we all kind of pitch in that respect. Somebody gets hung up on one spot, the other guys will help them out, and that's how we co-write all these too.
Now, they tell me you're from San Francisco. Is this true?
Bay Area.
Bay Area. We're in the Bay Area.
I live in Sonoma County.
Mostly Marin County, most of this.
Is that right?
These three in Marin.
Is that right?
Mill Valley.
Centerville.
We're in Centerville.
Is right north of...
It's the county seat of Marin County.
No, we're in Centerville.
We're in Centerville.
Over by Dominican.
Behind the high school, so I can watch all the girls going.
Why, do you know the area?
I was born in San Francisco and raised in Centerville.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So do you know the area?
Well, no.
I live up by Santa Rosa.
I
used to live out in Glenwood, now closer in the...
You know where Santa Rosa is, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah, I live up a little south of Santa Rosa.
Is that right?
I live in Alameda.
Brad lives in Alameda.
Well, there's got to be one black sheep in the group.
And these two guys live in Mill Valley.
Is that right?
And our manager, Bruce Cohn, right there. You know Bruce, don't you?
Oh, God, he's bad.
This is Bruce. I'm sorry.
My name's Steve Harris.
Steve Harris.
Nice to meet
Steve
you.
wrote all the lyrics on the first album. Translated all the lyrics for us.
He was the one.
Translated.
He's the one that wrote the
I didn't translate. I
No, you wrote those songs.
I wrote the song.
Because those weren't the songs that you wrote. I'm getting right, Steve.
I'm being crucified.
You're being grilled here. But
You're in the hot
Bruce
seat.
lives in Sonoma also.
Is that right? So what were you doing 3 years ago when I was still back there?
Well, we were in a group.
around.
A couple of us were in a group called Rubicon.
Oh, 3 years ago, we had just gotten together as Rangers.
Rubicon had just broken up.
Is that right?
Yeah, Brad and I were in Rubicon. And at the last space of Rubicon, Kelly was the drummer. We had a couple albums out. Rubicon did.
As I recall, Rubicon was a whole lot funkier.
It was a funk rock
Yeah.
band, yeah, horn band with Jerry Martini from Sly and the Family Stone. And we were in that band. That group broke up in the end of '79. And Fitz was my roommate at the time. He just finished playing with Gamma, Ronnie Montrose and Gamma. And Fitz said, let's form a rock band, man. Let's get this whole thing together. So the three of us got together, and Fitz knew Jeff Watson from Sacramento. Jeff was in a band called the Jeff Watson Band.
And ever since then, we've been together.
We've been Night Rangers since the spring of 1980. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
So did you perform much around the Bay Area before really breaking?
No, we concentrated on making demo songs and getting a record deal instead of performing in clubs because it's a dead end.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really? Why is that?
Well, you don't get. I mean, you play. You
have to spend so much time rehearsing to play at a gig that you can't create and write songs.
It costs more to rent a truck to get it there.
To get it there, and they pay you $60, and the truck cost you $80. So what do you do? So it just does not. It behooved us to sit.
From the
and write
beginning, we were
songs.
trying to gear up to be a concert attraction, and with large equipment and a big sound, and you can't carry that around to clubs in your car.
We did a tour with Sammy Hagar, the Taking It to the People tour, in 1980, 81, before we even had our record deal. He did some small halls around Northern California. And we played his shows with Eddie Money and the Doobie Brothers and some, we opened the acts and Judas Priest. We opened the shows for, Bill Graham gave us some shots to open some shows and stuff. But mainly we just concentrated on the tunes, then we finally got the record deal in 82.
So it took a while for the record deal to come through.
Yeah, boy. I mean,
why is that?
Well,
we did a
because
showcase.
we started the band right at the time the record business went into the
worst state it had ever been
At the beginning of
history.
1980.
They were letting go employees in bands left and right.
Cutting
Didn't
everybody.
sign anybody.
The post-Saturday Night Fever slump.
That's right.
Yeah. And we got caught right in the middle of that crush.
Is that
We
right?
kept to it. We did a showcase in L.A. once, and we played miserably, and everybody passed on us. I admit it was a terrible show, but we knew that we felt like we had something. We said it would not be right if we broke this thing up. I mean, there were times that we were just... And so finally in 82 we got the record deal with Boardwalk, which is now defunct.
Right.
That label went under, but I mean MCA got us out of that and everything like that. So, but it turned out okay. I mean, we got the deal, we made the record. The first record was very successful, and now this one is following in the footsteps. So.
At the time, though, there weren't that many bands around with the sort of, the up, you wouldn't call it heavy metal, but the type of hard stuff you
Rock
do,
and roll, yeah, sure.
hard rock and roll. All of a sudden now we got Quiet Riot, and you got Iron Maiden selling a lot, and you got a couple other bands.
That's heavy metal. That's not real music.
You see that distinction then?
Why don't you tell them what you feel, Jeff? Now that you put your foot, take it out of the mouth. Pull that foot out of the mouth.
I want to ask you about real music or hard heavy metal? Or hard rock, not heavy metal.
It sounds like you are, though.
I'm trying to read this article.
You sound like you're a little defensive about the whole thing.
Come on, tell us your problems.
Knock this
Come
off
on,
my
we're-
Well, I always wanted to play in the schlock band, and they won't never let me in.
Anyway, there seems like it's a trend. In 1980, when we were trying to get a deal as a rock and roll band, everybody was signing the motels and the this and Sensible Shoes and the Toiling Midgets and the so-and-so's and the Dead Kennedys and all that kind of stuff. And so it was like the middle of the recession. Everybody wanted new wave bands. But it just comes around, that kind of thing always just comes around. Right now, because heavy metal got popular, now everybody in LA is scrambling to sign trash heavy metal bands.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Have you
miserable.
heard of the band Trash, haven't you? Trash, Rat,
The funny thing about it
Rat,
is
Weasel,
that
Fat.
heavy rock and roll has never really gone away. What you find talking to people like Sammy Hagar, Ted Nugent, and these people is that they kept selling out concerts through the whole new wave thing. No problem. It's just that they didn't get media attention.
No hype. Was the reaction immediate though after you released the first album?
Through MTV and our tour, and we released live band. So
What-
after that was real fast.
What do you think broke you? What was the main?
The
Don't
live
Tell Me You Love Me.
Don't Tell Me You Love Me, the MTV video for it, and our live performance. We toured our ass off. Did a lot of in-stores, a lot of radio interviews. Paid off a lot of people.
Don't print that, Steve.
What about other groups in the Bay Area? Are you active concert goers? Or you just basically work on your own music all the time?
Well, we go see our friend. I mean, you get to a point where you start knowing a lot of, the band, so you'll go and see your friend. Where you would say, "Oh, are you a concert goer?" Well, no, we're going to see a couple guys we know in a band, or it happens to be Blue Oyster Cult or Hagar or Heart or whatever. You know what I mean? It gets to that point where you start knowing the people. I mean, I don't go to concerts. I don't make a point of going, "Oh, I want to see that band," but I go and see people that I know, and and if I do want to see an act, I will go and I'll go see the band.
Like what kind of bands do you pal around with?
Oh, like the guys.
Slide the Stone.
The guys in Sammy Hagar. I mean, we know the guys in Journey.
Slide the Kidney
the Bay Area, there's a lot of groups that up there. We know all the guys in Quiet Riot. We're going on tour with them. Right after Christmas, we leave the 26th of December for a week's worth of dates before New Year's. We play New Year's with Quiet Riot in the States. And then in January and February, we're touring with Quiet Riot and ZZ Top. And, you just keep doing it and doing it.
How are you ranked on the bill there? I mean, who's the head actor?
Quiet Riot is.
Oh, is that right?
I thought we were special guests.
We're special guests, and there's an opening act called Girls' School.
Oh, should have
Much school girls.
And it's a 3-act show, so we're the special guests in the show.
Huh.
And then the ZZ shows, it's just us and ZZ.
What about the reaction in the Bay Area? Is there like an identity as a Bay Area band?
Yeah. Us? Oh yeah, we're real
can't walk out the
We're real big in
door.
the Bay Area. We're getting about 6 songs off our album. We're getting a lot of airplay on one of the major
We probably
stations
sell
there.
50,000 albums in San Francisco area alone. I mean, we're
This
really
week-
very popular.
Is that right?
They consider us people are considering us a Bay Area band. There's a new thing happening now in the Bay Area, music-wise. It seems like there's a music renaissance in the 80s now. I mean, there's Night Ranger, Huey Lewis and the News, of course, Journey, Sammy Hagar, you had Montrose, Starship,
Pablo Cruz, Eric
The Dead
Martin
is always
Band,
still around. The
Eric Martin Band.
Martin Band.
Terry Haggerty, Sons of Chaplain.
Greg King.
Greg King,
Tommy Two Tone. I mean, there seems like another. In the '60s, you had the Airplane, the
Doobie
Dead, Quicksilver.
Don't forget the Doobies.
The Doobies. Well, we tried.
We're trying to
We're
forget.
trying to forget the Doobies.
Bruce managed the Doobies for 10 years.
Of course, that wasn't a rock band.
They just sold records.
Yeah.
Blue-Eyed Soul. Man. No.
Huh, but are these bands performing a lot there now, or are they mainly going out around the world or around the country?
Well, they go around the country, but I mean, everybody's in town. Everybody does a few dates.
YT goes around the Bay Area.
Pardon me?
No.
We forgot Eddie Money.
Eddie Money.
Oh, Eddie Money, YT.
Santana.
YT. Tours to San Francisco exclusively.
Where'd you guys cut the album?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Where in Los Angeles?
See, we're considered a Los Angeles band. There's a lot of bands. Ryan, Ryan,
Van Halen.
See, in Detroit, we're considered a Detroit band.
We got Bob Seger,
Night Ranger,
Mitch Ryder even.
New York,
Danny Spanos.
New York, we're considered New York. We got Kids.
You got Kids, you got Night Ranger. We cut the album in L.A. at Image Recording, which used to be called Alan Zen Studios. And it was where we cut our first record, and we had very good success with that, and we didn't want to change up. I think next year, what's that, Bruce? Did you what? Oh. Anyway, I think next year we're gonna we might do it up north in San Francisco, just because the Olympics are going to be in LA next summer. And it's going to be miserable, so I don't think we want to deal with that.
What kind of people are coming to see you? Brad, you break it, you buy it.
Okay.
Make a great salad bowl.
Want to fix it?
Actually, if I knew a chick with tits this big.
No, who's coming to see you now? What kind of kids are coming to see you?
Used to be a lot more male audience. Now we're getting about 60-40 female, which is upsetting us quite heavily. No, we're getting a lot of girls.
It's 50.
A lot of true musicians like to come out and hear the true musicianship of this band.
A lot of musicians like to come out and burn on Jeff and Brad. Is what they like to do. You can always tell because you'll see the guitar player standing out there going like this while everybody's playing like
Yeah, I could do that. You know,
Man, you can spot them a mile away, I'm telling you.
Jealousy is like glowing bright green.
It is hilarious, man, when you see those guys from Quiet Riot sitting in. I'm kidding.
There seems to be this real sense of competition among the heavy rock guitar players. Like,
There is no competition.
What do you mean?
sure. Well, I mean, like Sammy Hagar used to say, you know, I could blow anybody away.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
Well, he's got to pull the pants down first.
Yeah. The only way Sammy can blow the guitar player off is he
You are
pulls
a
his pants
jerk.
down. No, he's since admitted that he can't play.
No, come on.
He can play pretty well, like most 13-years I know.
And you know a lot of them.
There's
We
really
can
no
always
sense
say
of
that
competition,
he's
as you can see.
Yeah, we're
There
going
is
to say
no
because he is a
competition.
friend.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's a friend and there's no competition.
Who do you guys see as like the really hot guitarists right now, though?
Neil Sean.
Yeah, Neil Sean's
Neil's
real
a
hot.
real hot guitar player.
Really?
Yeah.
Real
Who else?
excellent.
Who else?
More so than anyone would ever think. Playing.
New guy from Alcatraz.
He's in that sideman group. You know, he plays behind
That's
that
not
guy
like
Steve
typewriter.
Perry.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Behind that guy's 330.
I think once Neil, I think this year Neil's going to start doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right, Jeff? Don't you think he's going to be doing a lot of things this year?
Yeah. Is that a cue?
Anyway.
Yeah, Neil and I are going to do a solo project together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's probably the next year and a half. A solo album.
How did you get
Lot
together
of-
with him?
He approached me about it a couple of
Your
weeks
Uncle
ago
Bill.
at a party
Oh, really?
and asked me if I'd be interested in doing a project with him. And so I've been spending some time in his house the last couple of weeks and playing some music and going over some stuff. And a lot of guitar playing. We do a lot of guitar playing. I think it's an 8-finger thing on put on. He's got a lot of licks and some ideas for songs. And some other people might be involved, but we're not sure yet, so I can't say it.
There's no idea of who else is going to join or.
There's some
I am.
speculation. Jack, he was talking about Jack.
Neil wanted me to play some stuff.
Yeah, and he's talking about it using Eddie Van Halen on some stuff. He's talking to Eddie about that. Arm Hammer, maybe.
Getting back to these guitar players, who else I guess I should ask you about? Guitarists, hot guitarists now.
Guitarists that are out right now?
Who are you impressed by, or if
Well, I guess lately there's this new guy called Yngwie Malmsteen with Alcatraz that seems to be creating a big stink in the United States. I'm sure you'll start hearing him over here pretty soon. I think I saw him in one of the magazines, Alcatraz, and they had pictures of him. But he's one of the latest hot shots that come out. And there's your old standards, Van Halen, everybody that is
Alan Holt.
the king of it.
Gary Moore.
Yeah, they're making a lot of noise about Gary Moore here.
Yeah.
He's playing the Budokan here, yeah.
We made a lot of noise
His wife
about
plays
Gary
He's
Moore
playing
in LA.
Budokan, yeah, in a couple of months.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's going to...
Budokan. Okay.
So, how about any other solo projects or any other projects among the individual members?
You know, I got an album out on my own label called Gill Rock. Should be out tomorrow in
kind of fishy,
Yugoslavia.
It's titled Recipe for Schlock.
So that's the only plan right now. The only just thing with Neil showing.
It won't come down.
That's just blow talk.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, they're ready to go.
You're wishing it was blood.
I mean, you guys.
No, we're so involved in what we're doing now, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna
This
take-
is
Night
the album.
Ranger, you know.
This is
band
Night
is
Ranger. It's not
Ranger.
solo shit. You know.
And
You
we're
get a
just
chance.
starting to tour. I mean,
Happen.
this is Japan. We're doing Japan. Then we're going to go back. We do the United States, and we'll probably do our fabulous Puerto Rico tour. And then we'll probably do Europe. You know,
Back
and
in
then
Del Rio
Canada.
a couple weeks
So,
ago.
what is this, the first stop of the tour then?
Yeah.
This is our
This is
first
the
show.
beginning of
you know.
the tour 84.
Is that right?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
is the first show? When
Day after tomorrow.
This is
the
it.
6th or something like that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And how much practice went into it?
Well, we rehearsed a month.
We were just around a month, 1 minute a day. So we got
We
70.
played a show in Santa Cruz last week.
Which was just to get our set
to warm
together
up for this
here.
show. Yeah.
What type of place did you play?
Santa Cruz Civic.
2,000 seater.
Pat. It was a good show.
You know, so you're packed out with 800 kids. It was great.
Well, what are the size of the venues you do back in the States?
Well, it depends on who the
If
headliner
we're
is.
opening, and we generally do about 10 to 20,000 seaters a night.
We're headlining usually 10 to 20.
Cedars.
Theaters.
We do anywhere from 2 on our own. We can do 2.
We did 7,500 at Magic Mountain in the South Bay.
No, I don't think it's called Magic.
I think it's called
No,
Marriott
no.
Great America.
Marriott's Great America.
Great
Which-
America.
And then they folded right after that. They're tearing that down right now.
Yeah, for what they paid out. Is that right?
Yeah, they are tearing Marriott's down.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're selling. It's going down in 1984.
Wow, why is that?
Because the property value there is so high right now. They're moving location. I don't think it's
Computers, companies and stuff.
Yeah, this
Parking lots.
Is it the same as like Journey? I mean, they sell most of their tickets in the Midwest, according to what they say. Is it the same with you? The Midwest?
We're very popular.
Yeah, the Midwest
And the
is
South,
good,
too.
yeah.
Texas, we're real popular.
Yeah.
Seattle, Portland.
West Coast, big.
West Coast, Midwest,
East Coast, still, it's a little touchy.
Southwest.
No,
South
East
North.
Coast, still, we haven't cracked.
South, well, in the East
Is that
West.
right?
Yeah, we haven't really cracked the East Coast yet.
But then again, hard rock hasn't really ever.
Yeah, it's never really.
Anytime-
Well,
I don't know, that
Florida,
South
Chicago.
North region.
Yeah, anytime we move a little east-west leaf from the south-northwest region.
What about outside the states where you go over?
Well, we've been
Puerto Rico,
we've been
we've
having a little trouble with the Atlantic Ocean so far, but we're going to break that market soon.
England, we're okay. We're doing okay. Germany, we just heard that we're real popular in Germany.
Japan, we're big.
Japan is good.
We're very tall.
But the same goes with records as well as touring. It's basically the same. Wherever they buy your records, they're going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You create a lot. You create a lot.
How much of the year do you spend on the road then?
We went on, last December we started touring. We've been home maybe 6 weeks for the entire year. We haven't been home hardly at all. And the next year is going to be the same thing. We'll be out.
And that doesn't run you down at all.
Oh boy.
No.
I got so much energy right now. I tell you, I can go.
No, it doesn't run us down. I mean, you have to do it. You know what I mean? We love to tour, first of all.
It's because we have bus parties.
Bus parties.
Take the bus to the clubs after the shows and fill them up with girls and take them back to the hotel.
So what is the Lexington Queen like?
They fill up the girls.
Fill up the girl, fancy disco. A lot of good-looking girls.
Is there?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, that's where we're going tonight. Want to go with us?
Like to, but I gotta work.
Is there a lot of good-looking girls there?
Sometimes, yeah.
Lexington Queen?
Wait, don't y'all have families back home?
I do.
Hey,
I'm
we
married.
won't talk about that.
Listen, this is Japan.
We're on
that's the United
vacation.
States. What are they
That's
gonna
on the other side of the world.
No, how many?
I'm married. I'm the only
Hey,
one.
live for today. You know?
There's a philosopher.
No one knows I'm married.
Live for today because you know, like herpes.
I mean, what does your family think about you being gone so much?
It's a little difficult, but my
Well, his
wife-
14-year-old son, the 14-month-old son keeps going, Tata, come back.
Yeah, I have a 14-month-old son.
My parents
Funny,
really
happy to get me out of the house. I tell you.
Funniest thing is when Jack comes home, his kids call every guy that comes in the house Daddy. I don't know what that means to you.
Well, how long do you think this is going to last? I mean,
What, my marriage or the...
depends on
Let's get a little personal there, Steve.
Steve, do you expect this kind of interview every time you go?
Well, I mean, it's got to run you down sometimes. I mean, you keep them going.
No, we can't let it. We want to success.
Run down. 5 years.
Now,
maybe
physically,
10
we
years.
keep lasting. Mentally, it's all down from here.
That's right.
Have you all always been musicians, or did it start after you?
I've always been a musician.
I've always been a musician, but I've done everything else in the world.
So why? While we were getting our band together, Kelly and I delivered flowers for florists and
I
stuff.
sold lots
Is it
of
right?
Yeah, we have to do anything, you know. You just got to keep the thing going. Just did whatever we could do to make the money.
Where do you guys come from originally?
I'm from Palm Springs, Southern California. I went to college in San Diego.
How about the rest of you?
Sacramento,
Sacramento.
Born in Hawaii.
born in Hawaii.
California.
Is that right? Originally California?
Born in Hawaii.
Angeles.
California.
Yeah,
Los Angeles. Why did you choose the Bay Area, though?
it's great to live there. It's beautiful.
We all felt a compelling urge to move.
That's right.
And we all met the same night at the same club.
In fact, I have a compelling urge right now.
So we were all building these little mountains in our bedroom. It looked just like Mount Tam.
You know, I walk in and I said, that's it.
And we're all looking for some Twin Peaks tonight.
That's right.
God, sluts from hell.
How much is the new shows from the new album?
About 5 songs off the new album.
Really?
And
Yeah,
5
we
off the last album.
concentrated a lot we're playing almost every song off the old album because the new album was just released yesterday, and they've already done over 40,000 albums or something. It's really, boom, it just hit real hard. But since they haven't heard the new album for maybe only a few days, we really nailed. I mean, we're really playing all the old songs off the Dawn Patrol album, and then we're adding about 5, I think, the new
You know what's so great over here that these guys will experience the first show? It's the way the kids over here relate to the lyrics when they don't actually know the exact words, but they mouth it. So it's like, don't hey, and it's so great to watch all these kids in front. The real diehard Night Ranger fans, they'll see this when we're playing, trying to mouth the words, and they really don't know the lyric, exactly what we're saying, but they're mouthing the syllables.
Brad was telling us about when he was with Oz, and they were out there going, "Don't tell me." It was great.
They'd be going,
Where did you play when you came here with Ozzy Osbourne?
we did 5 or 6 cities, all the majors.
That was after before Randy Rhoads?
After Randy Rhoads.
After Randy
I
Rhoads.
took this place after he died.
Huh.
And toured 8 months in the States, and went to 2 weeks in England and 2 weeks in Japan.
Brad's dad rented Randy a plane, and then.
You are so full of shit.
Black humor.
He's sick.
Black humor. Don't even. Yeah. Steve, we trust you.
Don't worry. Well, it's all going to be translated in Japanese afterwards.
Okay.
Minus black humor, but getting back to this, the show there, with 5 songs from the new album.
Mm-hmm.
How many from
About 10.
About 10.
No, 8. 8 or 9.
9.
We got 13 and 14 songs. An hour and a half.
Including the encore.
And they're all your own songs, no covers or anything. Or?
No, we do
We're
Blue.
doing a cover of Train Kept a Rollin'.
Just like everybody else here. Did you guys ever hear there was a Japanese group sort of ripped off "Don't Tell Me You Love Me"?
No.
I was going to bring a recording.
What?
What?
They just ripped off the intro and like the end of it, where you do that Deep Purple type ending. You didn't ever heard that?
No. Just a dum.
It was out?
Yeah.
They put a record out?
I should have brought that.
What's the name of the band?
Loudness?
The name of the band? No, it's called what the hell's the name of that band?
Nick Danger.
Zokkondova. 誰がやったんですか？Zokkondova. Zokkondova.
I wish I could talk like that.
ゾッコンってほら歌謡曲あったでしょ。ゾッコンなんとか。
すごいうんちじゃなくて。
渋垣隊がね。There's a group called the Shibugaki Tai.
Shibugaki Tai?
Yeah, Shibugaki Tai. They
belong to Studio Sony.
Are
you serious?
Oh yeah.
And they ripped off our song, Would You Play on the Record? Hilo came in one day, hey, check this out.
No, they start.
I'll have to get my attorneys on the phone.
They started with exactly the same guitar riff. And
I mean, like,
yeah, and then they go into a completely different
disco thing.
Are you serious? Can you give me this record? We'd like to hear this record.
5 copies.
Possible for you to get the Shibugaki Tai's record?
Yeah.
Well, that's not enough.
We can.
I know, I'd love to hear it.
Hilo, could you get us this record at a good price?
I wanted to bring this to you.
Is it a 45 or an album?
It's a huge single here. The last 2 minutes of it, they do that like twin guitar thing, where it goes, the dramatic thing, and at the end they go, this exactly the same ending, It's
wow.
amazing. Yeah,
We're so influential here.
Right,
Can you believe that?
They dye their hair blonde.
And it's a big record here?
It was a huge record, yeah. I mean, you can't really call it a rip-off.
Now we're going to play.
The song is completely different.
We're going to play "Don't Tell Me You Love Me," and everybody's going to say, "Oh, they ripped off you."
No, everybody knows that they ripped you off.
Oh, really?
As long as they know that.
Yeah, as long as they know that. I had a radio program here, and we did a plagiarism special.
Oh.
Where we did, there's a bunch of that stuff here. You wouldn't believe it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They do just enough to make it.
They do the same with
Just
compact
enough
discs.
It's you can understand what song it came from, but legally it's not enough to go after.
Just think of it
They
as
probably did that with Deep Purple, too, I guess.
Oh, they do everything. Every year.
They
got
got
a
My
mix of
Sweet
every-
Love release. Like, My Sweet Love.
So wait, how long has it been since you've gotten here now?
How what?
How long has it been, exactly?
Yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Last
Jet
night.
lag, baby.
We really love to get out of this hotel room and spray a little cat tonight.
Let's snuggle some skank.
Guys, man, these interviews are like degenerating into like
nails.
Worthless. Well, we're running out of tape, and Jack's running out of patience.
Thank goodness.
So I think on that.
Let's shoot some pictures off my new camera I just bought.
All
Did I get
right.
ripped off?
Pardon me?
Did I get ripped off?
No, I didn't take it. Anyway, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting up with it.
It's been a pleasure.
You want to take a couple pictures here, then we can go?
Yeah, we're going to take a few pictures here.
Okay.
Steve,
Where would you like it? Here?
Where's what?
Lay on the table.
is there a good place to buy cameras and stuff?
All right.
All right.
The sound. Getting back to the sound of the group. I feel like this is a continuation of yesterday. The sound is almost British in nature. By the way, I didn't think of these questions. These were thought of by the magazine. It sounds like a band with its roots in British rock. True or false?
False.
False.
I think that's. I think it's both. I mean, I think they've all been influenced by English music and American music and Australian music. I mean, it's pretty tough to categorize.
Roots. I was listening to American rock and roll 10 years before I ever heard a note from Britain.
Is that right?
Yeah, man, I mean, come on, who does Cream something out anyway? You know what I mean? Now, really, no.
Clapton and Beck.
All that
the
stuff
Yardbirds,
influences, you know, all
Led
that
Zeppelin.
stuff would influence us, but we really feel like our sound is an American sound of rock
Absolutely.
and roll. More a Midwestern rock and roll as opposed to
Northeast.
Northeastern or Southwestern Mid-Atlantic region.
I'm from the Mid-Atlantic. I'd say it's very Mid-Atlantic.
He's from the Mid-Atlantic and
he's
he
like
has
from the-
no eyes.
He's like from the Bermuda Triangle, you know.
But what about the influences, though? Starting off with the guitarists.
True.
Next
I
question.
think yeah. Guitar, I mean,
All of the
actual
above.
individual guitar playing styles, I think it's a compilation of everything we've heard.
I think Jeff sounds a lot like Brad.
British organ.
That's the blinking light of the building. There's less planes in them.
Don't worry about it. Next question. No.
I was just would you talk
I think
about
our individual styles are a compilation of everything we've heard, British or American or wherever they're from, set to our own ideas of what guitar playing should be. Individually, that's what gives us our personality, our identities.
this guy was talking about, the guy who thought up these questions was talking about hearing some sort of a classical influence.
From who?
From who, Jeff?
That's possibly true.
Yeah, I think that is true from Jeff.
Yeah, I do.
No, I do hear some classical.
Yeah, there is.
When Jeff sits down and plays a piano, it's more classical things that he plays, and I think that subconsciously does influence his guitar playing.
I think so, too.
His phrasing.
Why the classical background?
Because I think classical music is great. I love it.
His mother made him. His mother was a school teacher and made him play classical piano.
No, I never played piano. So.
Yeah.
Did anybody have formal training in the band, or?
Sorry.
Formal training. Potty training. No, I mean, I never took piano.
Fitz had formal training.
Formal training.
His father was a formal.
He had to wear a tux.
And he still wears his training bra.
His father was a lion
His
trainer.
training wheels on his Volkswagen was a training bra.
No, actually, Fitz did it. His father is a school teacher.
Yeah, my father
Music.
taught band and
His father taught Oscar Peterson how to play piano.
studied piano with Oscar Peterson.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're the only one who's received formal education musically?
Or otherwise.
I took theory in college.
I was a pre-med student.
I
in
took
college.
theory.
Wait, is this true? You were
I took theory.
I was pre-med student in
I
college.
took theory in college.
Is that right? Where was that?
American River College in Sacramento. Didn't do me a damn bit of good.
I went to San Diego State
I
University.
mean, I already knew how to read music, so.
So, but when did you start with the guitar, though?
Oh, years before that, I just took it just to understand a little bit more about music. It hasn't helped. I mean, now I can just ask Fitz, basically, if I have a problem. I mean, I've become very lazy because we have a very knowledgeable person in the band, I think. So, if Fitz wasn't in the band, I'd probably rely more on what I learned in college.
Not only do we ask Fitz how to play certain chord structures, but we rely on Fitz to find out which stereo gear we should all buy. The set players are the best and which cars.
Technical coordinator here.
Right, exactly. Which cars we should all buy. Right?
Wait, how old are you guys? Basically.
Old enough.
Late 20s, early
20s.
30s. Yeah.
So then you started up with music right about the end of the Beatles, or?
Yeah, I was a
70s?
big Beatle fan.
I
still
started
am.
playing drums when I was 3 years old. So ever since then, I've been playing, or learning to play every instrument I could get my hands on.
It's an interesting camera.
And I started playing guitar when I was, not bass, but guitar when I was 7.
This is the.
61,
It worked that time.
63, 63. Right when the Beatles hit, I was 7, 8 years old. I was 8 in 64 when the Beatles came on real strong and everything like that. And I was a big Beatle fan. I'd grown up with the Beatles. Kelly and I are big Beatle fans. We love the Beatles.
I love the Beatles.
And I think that influences us on
yeah.
melodies and,
No, I
and
love
lyrical
them,
contents
too.
and everything like that.
I can still listen to them. They sound so contemporary still.
Where does the hard rock sound come from then?
It just becomes, it's the fact that we're just all rock and rollers at heart. And we love that we have 2 guitar players that are great rock and guitar players. And that's really where the hard rock sound comes from. And we combine that with our, hi Kelly, we combine that with our, with the lyric and melody and everything like that. That's when you come up with Night Ranger. The sound of Night Ranger.
I think the hard is the fact the tonality and the energy is what's hard about us. Not necessarily all of the lyrics or the melody or whatever.
There's a lot of.
But we're all physically energetic people, and that
There's
comes
strong
out.
lyric content to the songs. What is that?
Hiya.
Hi.
You again? Yeah, me again.
Steve.
What did you just sit out for pizza? No.
After the greatest. I love this.
Thank you. Got a pause button on that, baby?
Sure do.
No, go ahead.
Boy, if I look at this, I'd fuck myself.
Woo!
Aren't they great? Ceramic.
Oh my gosh, who are these from?
Kiko.
Who's Kiko?
A girl.
Oh,
My lady friend.
your lady friend.
Jeff,
You're not
put yours
supposed to put
on.
them on.
China.
They're just decorations for the wall.
Oh, those are great.
Aren't they
They
great?
look better on their faces than they do on the wall.
Oh, this is wonderful. Look at that.
Isn't that great?
Oh, look at Fitz's.
Yeah. All right, I can put my hair with reels.
Wow.
Go ahead, you can go on the interview.
Okay. I was going to ask about the twin guitar sound. Where did that come from?
Adventures.
It did.
It did.
Actually, it just came right from the venture.
The bus boy.
That's the history. But look at that, man. Yeah.
This is Night Ranger at its best.
You got the adapter too?
Unamas, unamas.
Yeah.
God.
Sorry, God. Every time he interviews us, we're just like screwing off. Aren't we?
Well, we take advantage of Americans.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Give me a.
We all know. We all know.
We all know lousy balls
Don't breathe on me.
Oh,
You're sick.
Oh, that's great,
is
Jeff.
this okay?
Did anybody listen to these?
No, they were terrible. Go ahead. Here we go.
Great.
Come on, interview. We're doing an interview.
The quicker we work here, the sooner we'll get this thing done with.
Go for it.
Twin guitars. Why? Who initiated this idea?
Well, it just ended up fit. It ended up where the band ended up with 2 guitar players because we were.
Neither of them could cut the gig by themselves. So it really felt like, well, let's be truthful.
So
here.
we were just kind of thrown together in a situation, and it worked out to the best.
Was that your first experience playing?
I'd never played with another guitar player before.
Really?
Jeff
I
always
mean, I
did.
had, and I've jammed and
Jeff always
played in
did. He
early
needed that
garage
crutch.
bands and stuff. But in professional bands, I'd never played with another guitar player, and Jeff was the first and the last. And I'd like to get rid of him any way possible.
Well, how does it work out for you, Jeff?
Oh, it's fine. I let Brad rhythm out and I play all the killer leads.
Oh man, what a burn! He burned on you heavy.
How can
just got heavily
How can he
burned
talk
on.
so much shit with that mask on?
I think you just
Give me a
answered your
kiss,
own question. No, I mean seriously. But Jeff, how about you?
Don't ever say seriously.
You
know better than that.
I've played with two guitar players. I played with one. I had a band when I was the only guitar player. I played with two. I like having two because I like having a crunch, besides what keyboards can provide. I like having a crunch provides a rhythm when you take off the solo. Otherwise, it's a big dip in the sound.
Do you find there any problems playing two guitars?
No, not at all. I used to have another guitar player that had similar styles to mine. Now we're working out with Brad, since he plays so strangely.
See, this works out perfectly because they play such different styles of guitar playing. So there's a competition, but it's a very healthy competition that keeps everyone really on their toes. It's not the kind of thing that where these both could cut a solo. I mean, certain solos are perfect for Brad, certain solos are perfect for Jeff, and it's very obvious to all of us when that comes down, and so it works out very smoothly.
Most of the time, though, they're trying to compete for the same girls. So
that's the problem.
That's what happens.
Brad always wins. Jeff runs a close second.
Next. How did being in the Ozzy Osbourne band help you now, if any?
A lot.
Oh, not Ozzy questions again.
Oh, I think, actually what it did, it gained notoriety for me playing. I got a lot of press doing that. And also when we released this album, there were a lot of fans that were interested in Night Ranger to see how the band sounded, and if it was like an Ozzy type heavy metal band or just what I was doing, you know. And to this day, we still do shows, and you'll see kids in the front row, heavy metal kids with Ozzy Osbourne T-shirts on, just hanging out.
But they'll all go away soon.
Yeah, they'll be gone.
We'll put another ballad on the next album. And
hey, well, Ozzy's doing ballads now, so you know. Yeah. He's got the song that starts out with keyboards and strings that sounds like Barry Manilow. And then he goes,
It's called Brother Methodist.
Okay, we'll land that one right there. Future direction. These are the killer
North.
questions. These are the killer questions.
Northwest.
Future direction.
Good movie.
Great one. I like
Is it going to stay hard? Or is that...
We hope.
well, you know, no.
I think it's that question
all night long.
Steve. You'd be surprised.
all night long.
I left myself wide open.
Yeah.
Boy, it's hard. It's
No,
hard.
seriously.
no, it will.
Woo.
It'll shake.
I think it's going to stay just as hard, but I think it's going to develop as far as song content, maybe more ballads on each album. Journey doesn't have to stay hard to be as huge as they are.
They need more ballads. I don't think we'll put any more than 2 ballads on.
No, right, but they can branch off and get away with it and still maintain a hard edge to it.
But you'll still always have songs like You Can Still Rock an American, Don't Tell
Every
Me
album.
Eddie's Coming Out Tonight, and Night Ranger. That's Night Ranger, and you'll always have that feel of songs on a Night Ranger
Unless
record.
Jack leaves the band, then it'll be Sing Me Away, Sister Christian.
Let him run, let him run, let him run.
Don't tell me it's herpes.
Oh.
Who's responsible for the ballads then? I mean,
Well, Kelly wrote the ballad on Sister Christian.
And Jack wrote Call My Name. Jack and Fitz wrote that. And the three of us, Jeff and Jack and myself, wrote Let 'Em Run.
So
This was before we were ever... It was right at the beginning of Night Ranger.
Sister Christian was written 4 years ago.
We can't write a ballad now to save our ass.
Are you kidding me? Forget it. No. We were always waiting for a spot to put Sister Christian on because we knew it was a great song. But we needed to establish ourselves before we really stuck our necks out with that kind of a tune. And the first record enabled us to do that. It was successful enough to the point to where we knew Sister Christian would pick up, and it's getting big play in the States.
is that right?
Lots of people love it. Yeah, lots of people love it. Personally, I think it's one of my favorites.
It sure is my longest tune.
The longest.
Okay, well, you're all in this kind of music right now, but what other types of music would you like to be doing?
Disco.
Country and Western.
Seriously?
No, actually, I'm pretty much where I'm at as far as musically. I'm where I want to be.
I am too.
Really?
I am too. Except I can't stand guitars. I'm right where I'm. This is right. How could it not be, man? This is like Night Ranger. You don't understand. Night Ranger is is each one? I mean, this is right where we would want to be.
I'd like to have more time to play more kinds of music.
Yeah.
For my amusement and whoever else might want to listen, but I wouldn't give like this for the world.
Well, I'm not talking about like giving it up, but
You just put a phone out.
How can you ask us to quit this kind of music, Steve? I don't understand.
Is that a
why you
suggestion
even
of yours
think that
to
we would
try
want to
to
leave this
change
kind of music?
our style? Next question, please.
Dare you?
Next question, please.
So when is Night Ranger breaking up?
Nice. This interview right now.
Okay, here's a technical question. Why Mesa Boogie amps?
Well, I feel that Mesa
Freedom.
Boogie is the best
Because they're free.
because they have big bass, low end response.
Who uses them? How is that?
Fits.
Just
do.
Brad. Just Brad.
Kelly.
I'm trying to convince him not to, but he-
No.
No,
Jeff, hush.
I use them.
Why?
I don't know. No, I use them because
They look cool.
They're real cool. No, I used my first boogie 4 or 5 years ago, and I really dug the way it had the A/B channel, and you can get a lot of distortion out of it, and not have to use like a fuzz box or something, distortion to get that sound. And then
Chauncey started using it.
then a friend of mine,
Dan Johnson.
then a friend of mine,
He uses them.
a friend of mine used.
Which
used-
friend? Tell us quickly.
A friend of mine. A friend of mine started using them, and he used 2 of them stereo with the stereo chorus and got this great sound. And I just wanted that sound, so I ended up picking up on a couple and using them with Ozzy and cranking the hell out of them, and they got a really good sound. And then when I approached Boogie with the tape of the live Ozzy album, and also we just finished the Night Ranger album, I used them on there. And when I approached them and showed them the sound I was getting, they were real excited, and they ended up doing an endorsement with me, and they gave me all kinds of tops and bottoms and everything I wanted, backstage practice amps, and so they've been very, very, very good to me.
How about you, Jeff? What are you using?
Fender Twin.
Fender Champ.
Using a Marshall 50 watt, pretty stock for rhythm because it works so well in the studio. I use that for rhythm. 3V speakers. And for lead, I'm using a high watt with a boosted preamp, which is being run straight through with no effects. I'm also branching from that to a Balder, which has an effects loop, which I'm running.
So the branch kind of goes on.
So I'm using a high watt and Balder for
Then a branch.
lead and Marshall for the rhythm, with the switching system that takes care of it all, I hope.
Aside from the silly interviews you have to do day after day, are there any dissatisfactions with being in this situation, or are there any great benefits? What do you
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a hell of a hard way to have to get your laundry done. I mean, it's really difficult.
That's still new to us, you know? It's still new, and so we're still really excited about doing it.
It's
We
a
really
position-
want to do it.
We're not
Even if we
jaded
look
yet.
bored and we're really scattered. I mean, it's just because it's so many.
Yeah.
It's so
But
exciting
we're
right now
still,
for us.
you know, we're still doing
It's
it.
overwhelming.
We're in a position you couldn't buy with any amount of money.
It's whelming over
Yeah,
on
I
us.
mean, it's like we've earned it. I think we've worked hard for all our lives,
And we want to keep it that way, you know.
Damn right.
We'll
That's why
do
we're
anything
sitting here
it
right
takes.
now. 'Cause I'm tired as hell. No.
We'll do anything it takes. Yeah, we really will. I mean, we feel like we owe it to the fans, especially the fans of Japan, who've been very faithful behind us and really backed us and bought our records and everything like that. We're going to give them anything they want.
What changes the most in your life? Like when you go, you went pretty quickly.
You know what changes? Your whole attitude and your outlooks, priorities change when you're different things. You start making a little bit more money. Things a little bit different things that were never available to you become available to you. Friends, you find friends that you never had before, and all of a sudden there's a lot of friends. You have to make sure that you don't have just fair weather friends.
Fair weather friends. That's a
Older
problem.
people, I have older friends that are afraid to call me now because they think I'm different or something like that. And when I just don't, I want to hang out with my old friends. And sometimes you outgrow people, and you don't do it intentionally, but people think, he's just being a stir. But it's just we're so busy right now that we can't do. A lot of things change, and people handle it in certain ways. Jeff has turned to drinking, and no, but actually, It all depends on how you handle it, whether you survive and you come out of it on top. And so far, outside of Kelly, everybody's doing a great job.
I promised myself I'd only have one drink tonight. Tonight's drink is vodka.
How about some other ideas on how life changes? Just seriously,
Yeah, it's just like Jack was saying. People think you're a big star and they don't have time for you. And what I really notice is there's a club back home that I go to that I used to play at, and I still go and just hang out with friends. People that I just knew very quaintly introduced, casually, hi, how are you? I'll meet, and then I'll go out on the road, or then I'll be on TV, then I'll come home. And if for some reason, these people who I met for 2 seconds, that if I don't come back and spend 5 seconds to go out of my way and say hi to these people, they think I'm stuck up. I'm a big star now.
That's true. You're
and
exactly
I really
right.
hate that. It's just that you meet so many friends, and you can't be friends with everybody, and you can't expect them.
That's right.
They expect you to go out of your way to say hi to them, or else you're stuck up. And then the word gets out that you're really really cocky and you're headstrong.
And the bullshit thing about it is, why, if you weren't out there being a star, if you weren't out there on TV, they wouldn't really give a damn if you came back up to them and said hi. It's only because they want to be associated with you. They want the status of being seen with you. So it's a vicious circle. If you're not happening, they can give a damn if you say hi. But if you're happening, you come back, you don't have the time to say hi, then they get real pissed off. So fuck those people. Fuck them. I'm just kidding. I'm just off the record. Just kidding.
I don't think it's off, but fuck those people.
Hey man, come on.
what's been the best thing for you, Kelly?
For me, is there's been a lot of drug dealers around. No,
Kid's good and cheap.
actually, you know what's really great. I mean, it's probably not the main thing, but just off the top of my head has been people wanting to give me gifts. And
You see,
so the
people,
appreciation.
women give Kelly.
Like, I got my first stick
Gets rid of them
which
with
I thought was the
penicillin.
greatest thing. I thought that was the greatest thing.
Your what?
Stick endorsement.
Oh, right.
When I was starving,
Correct.
it's like what we were just talking about. When I was starving and I needed the equipment, I had to pay twice as much. But then when you become a star,
You make all the
even
money.
in the smallest amount, they
That's the
give you
funniest thing
everything.
how that happens.
Yeah, you don't have any money.
You don't have any money, they say,
You
get
a bunch of
lost,
money,
you
get
go in there
famous,
and
they give it
please,
to you.
take this, it's
God,
all in the
it's
house.
ridiculous.
It's like
Half
free
off, I'll give it to you for
promotion.
nothing, I give it to you for
But
50%.
aside from that,
I did an interview a little while ago. They gave me a little amp.
I've been having.
What are you
lots of
giving us?
I want that tape player.
Marshall.
I get the tip.
I like your watch.
I like the little Marshall.
How about the jeans?
I'm getting a stack of those too.
I'm getting one too.
Next question,
You want one
Biz.
too? I'll get you.
Next question. Well, you've maintained this comfortable status now. Do you ever worry about losing it?
Of course.
Sure.
Nah.
If you can't spend time worrying about it, if you dwell on it, then you won't pursue attaining a higher success.
Has it ever happened to any friends, like they've gotten in and lost?
Yes.
Yeah, Pablo Cruz.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
Every dog has his day. I mean,
Slide found was Jerry Martini. The guy was rolling, man. Our buddy from Rubicon, Jerry Martini.
What happens to most of these guys when they lose it? I mean, they just
suicide generally.
No,
No, the worst thing of all, I think, is gaining a lot of fame and status and fortune, and a lot of people will blow it. They just blow it, and they just waste themselves out, and they finally get the boot from the band, or the band breaks up, and they end up with nothing. And you can't believe that all these people that are big stars with big names end up breaking up or whatever and losing a record deal, and they're broke,
Well,
because they blew all their money on leather pants and.
Sometimes it's not even their fault. Sometimes you can't help what happens. The world changes what they want to hear and see.
Exactly.
That's something you don't have to offer,
Right.
and that's
That's a
just
good
the
point.
way of it.
Unless you're smart
That's a good
enough to
point.
grow with
Well,
the people like the Beatles
you
did.
can keep the fortune, but the fame is something that's you cannot buy. So I think people, once they attain the status of being notoriety, where they're recognized a lot, they might have a lot of. What'd you say?
Nothing.
I don't understand. What'd you say? Never mind.
Well, it has to do with growing, though, when we're talking about musically. That's going to be the way that we can keep the level of success. It's like on the second album. You know, some people said, "Wow, it's not as hard."
Oh, Jeff, okay, let's all get serious.
You know, because we have a couple ballads on there. See, that's what we have to keep changing. We have to keep evolving. You know, otherwise, you know, it's like we're going to keep playing the same stuff over and over again and the same sound. We can't do that. We're not that type of band. We're always going to be progressing. We're always going to be trying to make it better, you know.
Is that the band policy, or are there other policies?
Yes,
as well?
that is definitely the band policy.
What was that?
Is to keep getting better, changing, and not keep playing the same type of music. Like I was telling them, the difference between the first album and the second album. Some people thought, wow, you know, it's a little lighter. Just because of two ballads?
Yeah.
Just because 2 ballads on the album? I mean, come on, give me a break.
The people that think it's lighter.
Another band
shit
policy.
Anyway.
Another band policy we have is don't steal roadies' chicks.
Chuck.
Just ball them.
Just ball them to a blithering stump. Next question, please.
No, so, about this band policy thing, you hear a lot about this these days. Like the leader of the band absolutely forbids other members to do drugs, to screw around very much.
No,
we give
there's
each other
no
shit
leader.
all the time. We
There's no
give
leader of this
everybody,
band.
you know, a hard time.
There's no leader here.
That's great.
The leader is the majority.
there's no leader, but Jack always says for us to...
Majority rules. It's majority rules with this band. We take turns being a leader. Last week it was Kelly's turn, and we got nothing done.
This week is my turn, and we're in Japan.
Next week it's Jeff, and we'll all be sleeping till 4 in the afternoon.
So, is there anything that that if one guy does, everybody else will get down on him, though? Is there any...
Well, I mean, if someone's out of line...
Out of line, I think that we're all adult enough.
If we're on tour and they can't get up in the morning and, they're causing problems,
If anything,
have a
anybody
talk.
does
We have a
anything
little talk.
that's really irresponsible, that reflects negatively on the rest of the people in the band and not just on themselves, then it becomes a problem.
But the thing is, with this group, it's not like a band where you're in a band. It's like, oh man, I hate that guy. This guy's just blowing it. Let's get rid of him. It's never that situation, because it's more like of a brother to brother situation.
Yeah.
You might be in a flaming argument with your brother, and 5 minutes later you're the best of friends again, with no strings attached, no nothing. And that's what happens to us, man. Sometimes in rehearsals or wherever, we're getting down on somebody, or somebody does something that's foolish, and we're all yelling at them. Everybody gets so mad, and 5 minutes later we're laughing and joking and just having a great time with.
We just care.
You
We
never
care about
think.
each other.
Yeah, we care so much about each other.
It's not just a business cut and dry situation. Like if you're not doing it, then you're out. It's like that. I don't think that'll ever happen in this band. And it's never. We've had, like you said, flaming arguments.
Heated arguments.
But it's like we have this agreement that we're going to work it out.
Yeah, we know enough about each other that we could really hurt each other's
Oh,
feelings
absolutely.
if we wanted to. But what we're learning is how to fight clean. How to pull the punches and not go beyond that line.
Right.
Because everybody is going to fight.
Because we can play so
And we stay
dirty.
together this long.
All right, you're off the hook.
Oh, hey! We're done for the day!